Stephanie. Stephanie, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
Good, good. Starting the day with some grammar.
Yes, I've been studying a bit this grammar because it's difficult. It's difficult, but I think I understand.
Good, good, yeah. Conjunctions can be confusing,
Yes,
especially subordinating conjunctions.
yes. I normally use the conjunctions when I am right. But I didn't know. I don't know how to say it. I don't know deeply subordinating conjunctions, independent clause, dependent clause. I didn't know it.
Yeah, they are pretty difficult when we get into
Yes.
the
Yes.
clauses. So hopefully this class will help.
Okay.
And Paul, hello.
Hello, nice to see you all guys after a little break. Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
a while since I visited the Weblin class.
well,
But that's but that's because I prepared for the FCE, if you know what I mean. That's an exam. And
oh,
I took the test last weekend, so I
was it?
was like busy preparing for the exam, yeah.
Yeah, what kind of exam was it?
It was FCE, Cambridge exam.
Oh, okay, so an English exam.
Yeah.
Wow. Congratulations.
Thanks. I don't know about the results. They will be ready in a month, so I'm waiting for them.
Well, best of luck. I hope you did well.
Yeah.
Good. Great.
Thanks.
And welcome back.
Yeah. I'm very happy that I have time now.
Good, good. Me too. And Santiago, hello.
Hello, Stephanie. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thanks for asking.
Good, good. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Jinwei, hello.
Hi, teacher.
How are
We
you?
are waiting for your class.
Oh, good. This should be a good and very informative class. Even good review for me about the grammar. Some complex grammar as we get into subordinating clauses. So welcome. Good to see you again.
You are still beautiful.
Thank you. I just woke up an hour ago, so I don't know about that, but thank you. And Gina, hello.
Hello.
How are you this morning?
Fine, thanks.
Good, good.
It's a long
Welcome.
time I don't see you.
Yeah, I'm glad to see you again. Welcome back.
Me too.
Good, good.
Teacher, you need
Yes.
to give more lessons on verbally.
Yes, I've picked up a few more lately. I was gone last week in England, so I couldn't teach. But in a couple of weeks, I'll be opening up quite a few more hours. I'll be moving back to America, and this will be my only job for a little while. So you can look forward to many more classes in the near future.
A lot of students like your teaching style.
Well, thank you, thank you. I really enjoy teaching on Verbling, so it's a good fit for me. And hello, Carmen.
Good morning, Stephanie. Good morning to everybody.
How are you today?
I'm just fine. What about you?
I'm good, thank you.
Okay then.
All right. So let's get started with our grammar today. This is part 1 of 2. You don't have to do both parts, but if you'd like, we'll have another hour starting after this hour. I'll paste the link here in the chat. Just a moment. As we go through the exercises, please ask questions at any point, questions on the grammar or the vocabulary, anything at all. And we'll get right to it. So the links are in the chats, and you can follow along on your screen and on my screen, however you like. We'll start with a review of the conjunctions. Okay, let's see. Here's our quick and handy grammar review. These are the conjunctions you probably use regularly. These are called coordinating conjunctions. And what they do is they combine two similar parts of speech. So we use coordinating conjunctions to combine two adjectives or two verbs or two nouns. And they can also connect two clauses, which are basically phrases or sentences. And we'll get into clauses more as we go. So these 7 are your basic coordinating conjunctions. Here's a fun acronym to help you remember them. So you probably don't need to memorize them. These notes are important. So and, but, or, yet, for, nor, so. Do not begin a sentence with and, but, so, or yet. And then for, you probably know for as a preposition, but it is sometimes used as a conjunction, and it's poetic when we use it as a conjunction. So you might see it in poetry, or if you're reading old literature, you might see for, and in those cases it means because. It's very rarely used in modern English. In your spoken English, you'll probably never use for as a conjunction. Nor, used by itself, usually begins a sentence. So, for example, I don't like opera, nor do I like chamber music. And yet, you might know it as an adverb, but in this case it's a conjunction and it means but. So those two as conjunctions mean the same thing. Yet is used more often in writing than in speaking. So those are some important points to remember. I guess also we'll see you use a comma before the conjunction when two independent clauses are joined. And I'll point that out as we get into the examples. So those are probably the easier conjunctions. And then we have subordinating conjunctions. And there are a lot of them. So these are subordinating conjunctions, or sometimes called subordinators. They're used at the beginning of a dependent clause in a complex sentence. So a complex sentence is a sentence with an independent clause and a dependent clause. So basically two ideas together, one that can stand alone, that's the independent clause, and one that cannot stand alone or is not a full sentence by itself, and that is the dependent clause. And we'll talk more about those as we go. So I'm just going to pause there. Are there any questions at this point?
Teacher, can you hear me?
Yes, Zinwei.
Can you give me an example for this? You don't
Yeah.
need to use a comma if those clauses are short or if they have the same subject.
Let me think. So let's see. Let's see. It's hard to come up with one quickly off the top of my head. Let's see. With rather than, you might not use a comma. So I would, oh no, that's not, let's see. Here's a good example. I will go to the beach as long as it's sunny today. So there would be no comma in that one. And I can type that here. I will go to the beach as long as it's sunny today. So with this one, and I'll move it so you can see it. With this sentence, the subject is the same. So I am the subject. Well, let's see, that's not quite true. Because it's clear how these two clauses are related, and they're short, so there's no comma needed before the conjunction. And we'll see more examples as we go along. But there's one example where you don't need a comma. Good question. Good. Anyone else? Any other questions?
I've got a comment. I suppose those grammar explanations are so complex that I don't understand them at all. But I suppose it's not so hard when you do the exercises, and we're not supposed to know the explanations in order to use them all correctly. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. This is more for grammar nerds and myself to help me remember. It's important as a teacher to know this stuff. But you won't be tested on what is a subordinate clause. You only need to be able to use them in speaking. So we will continue, and as we do the exercises, this will be much more clear.
All right. So I suppose you're not a grammar geek, aren't you?
I enjoy grammar quite a bit.
All right.
All right, good, thank you. All right, and so last we have one more kind of conjunction, and those are correlative conjunctions, and these are used in pairs. So they always go together, and they're used in a parallel structure, which means the same grammar form appears on each side of the conjunction. So whether that's a noun or a verb. So basically just remember these go together with something in between. So for example, whether you earn an A or get a lower grade, do your best. So here are the conjunctions, whether and or. And on both sides, we have a verb phrase. So let's go to the exercises. I think it'll be more clear. And it starts pretty easy and gets harder as we go. So we're going to start with these coordinating conjunctions, the ones you probably know very well, and, but, and so. So when it's your turn, you will read the sentence and fill in the blank with the correct coordinating conjunction. All right, and do I have a volunteer to go first?
Me?
All right, Anna, thank you very much. Go ahead.
Okay, the rain is very heavy, so the game will probably not be played.
Good, very good. Excellent. And let's move to the right. Carmen, number 2.
Okay, don't work in a restaurant on weekends and during the week.
Very good. Yep, and so putting together those two. Great. Number 3, Gina.
Sherry has a great job, but she is a very unhappy person.
Good, but, oops, there we go. Excellent, thank you. And Miguel, hello, welcome.
Hello, teacher.
How are you today?
Fine, thanks.
Good, all right, so number 4, your turn.
Okay. The sun is shining brightly, but the picnic was still cancelled.
Good, very good. And I'm just going to pause to point out the clauses. Of course, all of these have 2 clauses. So here's one clause. Here's another clause. Both are independent clauses, meaning they could stand alone. This could be a sentence, a complete sentence. The rain is very heavy. And this could also be a complete sentence. The game will probably not be played. So these are 2 independent clauses. And that's the same for all of these. Actually not. This is the independent clause. And this is not a clause. That is just a phrase. Okay. 5. Paul, your turn. Number 5.
Okay, Rita is an excellent violinist, so she will probably be chosen for the orchestra.
Good, very good. So, excellent. Very good. And number 6, Santiago.
Okay, and number 6, the security lines are very long at the airport. So you should probably leave early for your flight.
Very good, yep. So, and again, this is another example of 2 independent clauses we're putting together. Good.
Okay.
All right, thank you very much. Sasha, hello.
Hi. Hello.
All right, how are you today?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. So, number 7.
For me?
Yes, your turn.
Okay. I will not go to the game, but I will watch it on TV.
Good, but excellent. Good, and number 8. Jinwei, your turn. Number 8, please.
Number 8. Mary has 6 brothers and 11 cousins.
Good, thank you. Great. So this is an example of not 2 clauses. We only have 1 clause here. Great. And number 9, back to Anna.
Okay. I don't like pasta, but I do like pizza.
Good, but excellent. And our last one, number 10, Carmen.
Max loves San Francisco, and he's thinking of moving there.
I'm sorry, what was the conjunction?
And he's thinking of moving there.
Good,
And
yeah.
so, could you say so too?
Yes, yes, you could use and or so.
Okay.
And in this case, I think so might be a better fit. Although the meaning is just about the same. Good, great. So does anyone have any questions on this first activity? All right, great. So that was easy to start with. The next one is still coordinating conjunctions, but these ones are probably less frequently used. So same thing, read the sentence and fill in the blank with the appropriate conjunction. And Gina, your turn.
Marsha doesn't play jazz nor the blues. She prefers hip hop and rap.
Very, very good. Ooh. Actually, this one, let me think for a second. This one, yeah, we'll use nor. Good. Many native speakers would just use or as well, because we have the negative here.
In fact, I had a
doubt. What's that?
I don't know if it is or nor. I was thinking about both.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say we're going to use or here because in English we often have a rule, we don't do double negatives. So since we have a negative here, we won't have a negative here. What we could say Marsha plays neither jazz nor the blues. Good, so that's a tricky one. Good, thank you very much. Miguel, number 2.
Okay. John doesn't like chicken. Does he like pork or burgers? Or does he like pork or burgers?
And did you say or nor?
I say or, I think.
Yeah. In this case, it actually will be nor. So because this sentence we don't have a negative, but we need a negative. So this will be a case where we use nor. And let's see, in this, at least on this page, I think nor is going to come always at the start of a sentence. So that will be one clue for everyone when to use nor, if it's at the start of a sentence. Great. All right, Paul, number 3.
Okay, Sheila works hard, yet she doesn't make a lot of money. So I think yet is useful. Yeah. Okay.
Yep, and in that case it means exactly the same as but. But is not an option here, so yet. Very good. And Santiago, your turn. Next one.
Okay. The sun is very strong. Yet Jackal still won't wear any sunscreen.
Very good. Yep. So this is another instance where yet means but.
Okay.
Good. Sasha, the next one, number 5.
I love you more than anything in the world. Yet you are sweet and kind.
This is going to be a strange one. It's not yet, because these two ideas kind of go together, and yet, just like but, is for contrast or differences. So these go together. This is going to be a conjunction that means because.
Can we use for this in a poetic sense?
Yes, that's the one they're getting at. Yep, so it's a strange sentence. You probably won't ever say that in real life, but in poetry or literature you might encounter that. And it
Okay,
just
so
means
yeah,
because.
if we write a poem next time, so we'll use it probably.
Yes, when you're writing your poetry in English, you might use for as a conjunction to mean because. I love you more than anything in the world, for you are sweet and kind. Because you are sweet and kind. Great, this is a tricky one. And back to Zinmei, number 6.
Would you like a coffee or tea? Would you like a coffee or tea? I would prefer a cup of coffee.
Good, yep, so just a basic or there. Very good. Thank you. And back to Anna, number 7.
Yes, Henry does not come from Mexico, nor is from Belize. He is from Honduras.
Good, and good noticing that it's the start of a sentence here, so it's going to be nor.
I have a question, teacher. Is a normal rule that after nor you have to put do or does, but is it the same nor is followed by other verb that in this case is?
Yeah, yep, so it's not always followed by do or does. There is a mistake here, though, and that is they're missing he. It should say, nor is he from Belize.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you can you can use other verbs. It's just usually with do or does, but not in this case.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good question. Great, all right. And Carmen, number 8.
Okay, number 8. I will go to Montreal or Quebec for the weekend. I'm not sure.
Good, yep, basic conjunction or. Very good. Gina, number 9.
James is very tired, yet he will still come with us to the movies.
Very good. So there, meaning but again. Excellent. And Miguel, our last one here.
I. Teacher.
Sorry, I muted myself. Yes, Miguel, number 10.
Okay. Wanda is very happy. She has finally earned. For she has finally earned her degree.
Yes, very good. And the sentence isn't very poetic, but this is for meaning because. Great. Are there any questions on anything on this worksheet?
About for in case because we never say it in speech. Is it correct?
Yeah, we would probably say but, right?
No, about for.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you meant number 4. Yes, this for the conjunction we don't typically say in spoken English.
If I say it in spoken, it would be weird.
Yeah, you might even confuse your listener.
Okay, thank you.
Good. Yeah, good question. Great. All right. So those were our coordinating conjunctions. Now we're going to get into the subordinating conjunctions, and that's where the grammar gets a little tricky. Basically, subordinating conjunctions will always be in a sentence with two clauses, a dependent clause and a subordinate clause. A subordinate clause is basically an incomplete sentence. So this subordinate clause here, I live, it is not a complete sentence by itself. This clause is a complete sentence by itself. I will never go to that restaurant again. That sentence is complete. It could be alone, but in this case we're adding another idea to it, and we'll use these excuse me, we'll use these conjunctions to make this make sense, basically. All right, so these are going to get a little trickier, but you have your choices here. Are there any questions about these conjunctions before we start the exercise? Hopefully you've seen them all before. Great, so number one, and it's Paul's turn. Paul, will you start us off with this?
All right, I will never go to that restaurant again as long as I live. Am I right?
Yes, you are. Yep.
Because
So that's
this
a very
sentence is slightly strange, yeah?
yes. It's very strong. If I were to hear this sentence, I would think, wow, that was a really bad restaurant. You must have had a cockroach in your food or something. Some terrible experience. Good, great, excellent. And number two, moving on, Santiago, your turn. Number two, please.
Okay. Let's see. Let me try. I think could be whenever Jose needs help, he calls his two brothers.
All right.
Sasha? Oh,
Okay,
sorry.
okay, you have unmuted yourself, yeah.
Sasha, your turn.
Sure. Because Sheldon works for the post office, he never works Sundays. Or as long as, maybe, no?
No, because is correct here. Yeah, and this is actually, we're gonna just look at this one for a moment. This is the main clause or the independent clause, and this is actually the subordinating clause here. When the subordinate clause comes first, we need a comma separating it from the main clause. So the other way we could write this sentence with no comma would be, he never works Sundays because Sheldon works for the post office. So you'll often see subordinate clauses coming first with a comma or coming last with no comma. Good. All right. Zunwei, next one. Number 4, please.
I would rather read a book I would rather read a book. Than watch a stupid television program.
Good, great. Yep. Yep, that's that's the subordinating clause than with an A. Many native speakers often use the then. That is incorrect. Make sure you have an A. Good, great. Thank you. And number 5, Anna.
Yes. Before Roger goes to Miami, he will buy a new bathing suit.
Very good, yep. Excellent. And number 6, Carmen.
I'll say in order that travelers have time to pass through security, it's recommended that they arrive 2 hours before the flight.
Good. And just to note, this could also be in order for. That's not an option here, but you will hear it. In order for travelers to have time to pass through security.
I was about to ask that. If you say in order for, you have to say to have time.
Yes. Yep. So that's an alternate one, but this is our correct answer here. Very good. Excellent. Good. Number 7, Gina.
I will not go out with you unless you promise not to smoke.
Good. Great. Unless. Excellent. And there's our independent clause and our subordinate clause. Very good. Number 8, Miguel.
Number 8. Maria is nature yoga. The sit together prefer just to sit on the couch.
Can you say it one more time for me? I'm sorry. Your voice is a little quiet, or your mic is quiet.
Before Maria is an advisor. It's a night with yoga.
Before, let's see. It's not before.
Because.
Yeah. Oh, well, let's see. Because. Not because either.
While.
Yeah, so this is a contrast. We're contrasting the difference between the two sisters.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be, while Maria is an avid jogger, her sister Julia prefers to sit on the couch. That can be a little confusing. While, of course, you probably know it as an adverb of time, but in this case, it is. Okay, that's a interesting sound there. Okay, thank you. Great. So, moving on to the next one. Paul, your turn, number 9.
Okay, I do not believe that Hector's father is a doctor. Alright, the question is, can we omit that in this sentence and say simply, I do not believe Hector's father is a doctor?
Yes, we can, and we often do that. Good question. Yep. The conjunction that is often omitted in spoken English and even in written English too. Good. Great. And Santiago, the last one, number 10.
Okay. Marian loves the city where she now lives. Where?
Very good. Excellent. All right. Any questions on any of these? Great. All right. So moving on, we have some more subordinating conjunctions, little bit trickier ones maybe, though still very common. So these are the subordinating conjunctions you'll use this time. And same idea. Number 1, Sasha, your turn.
Bill will not pay $500 for a suit. I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, this is
some of the conjunctions. This way.
Yeah.
It's
some of these are not
weird examples in this.
Yeah, and these are the. Sorry. Yeah, these are words that when you look them up in the dictionary, they don't. You can't give a good definition of them. But this one will be though. And it's hard to explain.
I know it makes sense. Yeah, it's my mistake. Sorry.
No, of course, that's why we're here. And it's hard to explain, like the meaning of though, what it does here, but it kind of is.
But.
Explaining, yeah, it like explains the two parts, if that makes sense. Great. All right, and Zinwei, number 2.
Number 2. Number 2. Though. Though.
Yeah. Though makes sense. You could use though. I think they want a different one. Does anyone see a second option?
Whereas.
Probably we can use whereas in this case, like in contrast.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, Stephanie, what about now that? Now that Juan is a very hard worker, his brother Luis is very lazy.
I don't think we would use now just because there's no time reference.
Okay.
If there was some sort of time, then we probably could. Or if there was change where someone wasn't and now they are. But here I'd say either though or whereas. And whereas is stronger contrast.
Okay.
Good. Great questions. Excellent. Anna, number 3.
Okay. Since Samantha moved to Boston, she has been very happy.
Very good. Yep. So time conjunction there, kind of. Excellent. Number 4, Carmen.
Okay. I have prepared a summary chart. Can you scroll up a little bit because I cannot hit conjunctions properly?
Oh, yes.
I have prepared a summary chart. I would use so that you can understand conjunctions better. Okay.
Yes, excellent. And this is another case where that could be omitted.
Okay. So you can understand.
Yeah. Yep. Good. Great. I'd like to see that summary chart. That would be helpful. Great. Dina, next one, number 5.
As he was driving to work yesterday, Jason got a ticket for speeding.
Yep, very good. As Excellent. So during the time. Good. And Paul, number 6.
All right. I think if only you had called me, you could have helped. I could have helped you.
Good. Great. Oh, that's a. These are so. I try in my head to think of an explanation for each of them, and it's so challenging.
Oh yeah. I think it's called the third conditional.
Yeah, yeah. Yep. We have our if clause here, which is our subordinate clause or our dependent clause, and then our main clause or our independent clause. Good. Excellent. And Santiago, number 7.
Could be Bereas. Henry has a job. He can pay his share of the rent.
I think there's a better one. And
I have another option. Okay, let me see. Since.
Yeah, that sense makes sense there. Sense does make sense. You could say since Henry has a job, he can pay his share of the rent. Yep. And there is still another option that fits here. Does anyone see the other option?
As soon as, maybe.
Now that.
Yeah, now that. Yeah. So since would be if we don't know when Henry got his job, just that he can pay his share because he has a job. But now that tells us that he didn't have a job at some point recently. And now he does. Good. Great. And 8, Sasha.
David walks around. Since.
This one means like. We could say like, but like isn't an option.
As he. Well, it's hard to as.
Yep, as, and in this case it's followed with
as
if, as if. Yep. Good, and that just means like. Great, excellent. And number 9, Zinmei.
I will stay with you until your freeze is over.
Yeah, good. There's a good idiom there for you. Great, good one. And number 10, Anna.
My new puppy follows me. Can you scroll up, please? Wherever
Yes.
I go.
Good, excellent.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
What's the meaning of your freeze is over?
Good question. So this is an idiom. Hell is the place in Christianity. Hell is the opposite of heaven. So the place where evil people go. It's supposedly a very hot place. with flames. In fact, I'm just gonna, this is a fun one to just quickly do Google image to show you all, which should be quick if my computer will cooperate. Okay. This is a pretty common idiom, and it's a very strong one. So let's just get a Google image of hell and then see what the image is for the idiom itself. So this is hell, a very hot place. And so for hell to freeze over, imagine this place freezing. So imagine, here's a good one. Here's hell frozen over. So basically, it's an idiom that means never. Since hell can't possibly freeze over, hell freezing over means never. So I will stay with you, or in this case, forever. I will stay with you until hell freezes over. That'll never happen. So this basically means I will stay with you forever.
And I have a question. May?
Yes.
First one, number one. Isn't it more common to use though at the end, or like after piles? Bill will not pay 500 for a suit with like piles, and he can certainly afford it though.
Yeah, if we had two separate sentences.
Okay.
Yeah, then it could be here. Really good question, yeah.
And 5. Can I use it while in this case as well as?
Yes, yes you can. Yep, and that would mean exactly the same.
Thank you.
Good questions. Any other questions, anyone? All right, we've got time for a few more at least. And so here we have some more subordinating conjunctions. So just combining two clauses rather than, unless. Are there any questions about the conjunctions themselves before we start this one? All right, good, because they're hard to explain. All right, so let's do number 1. Oh boy, and I've forgotten whose turn. I think it's Carmen's turn. Carmen, will you take one, please?
Okay, I would not see that movie even if you gave me $100.
Good.
And Stephanie, can you use unless? I mean, meaning that I will see it if you give me that money.
Yes. Yep. So you can use unless, but it would change the meaning a little bit.
I know it does.
Good. Yeah. Okay. Good. Really good question. Awesome. All right, Gina, number 2.
Because it is raining so hard, the game was cancelled.
Good. Excellent. Common one, because is probably the most common subordinating conjunction in English language. All right, Paul, number 3.
Okay, while Sam was driving to school yesterday, he saw an accident.
Yep. Excellent. And 4, Santiago.
I will love you until the end of time.
Very good. And number 5, Sasha.
Even though his manager's son, he might still be fired because his work is so bad.
Yes, excellent. Great. And number 6, Dinway.
Number 6.
Yes.
If you need help, just call me.
Right. Excellent. And 7, back to Anna.
Yes. Can you scroll up, please?
Yes, of course.
Maybe once Hanks gets settled in, we will visit him.
Yes, very good. Good. We can also say as soon as. Means the same as once. Very good. And Carmen, number 8.
I would like to drive. I would like to drive rather than. I would like to drive. Can you scroll down a little bit because I can't see the sentence. I cannot. I would like to. Oh yeah, because I didn't notice how I rewritten it.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was there because you didn't say anything. I said, oh, I got it wrong. I got to point for another one. Okay, sorry.
Correct.
Sorry.
Great, excellent. Yep. So rather than, very good. And we'll just finish out our last 2 really quick. Gina, number 9.
I cannot go to that expensive restaurant unless you pay.
Good. 8. And 10, Paul.
All right, Leslie always drinks a cup of hot chocolate to relax her before she goes to sleep.
Good, excellent. All right, are there any questions on these ones?
I have one question. For example, in number 5, it is possible to use just though he's the manager, without even.
Yes, you could.
Though or okay, or although.
Or although. Yep, I'm gonna say that. Yep. So even though, or although.
Are the same meaning.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
This is just a little more clear.
Okay.
Good. Anyone else? Any other questions on these?
I have the last question.
All right, let's hear it.
Which country are you in?
Oh, I am in the Czech Republic right now.
Oh.
In Europe.
What time will you come back to America?
When will I? Or why?
When will you go to America?
Oh, I am, let's see, I have 3 more weeks. I'm a teacher here in the Czech Republic. I'll be teaching 3 more weeks, and then I fly back to the United States on June 16th. And then I'll probably take a few days off just to settle in. But then I'll be back with many more hours and many more classes, at least for a while. Great.
Thank you for your
thank you.
teaching.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you all for your participation and your good questions. I am going to start part 2 of the same class, so if you want more conjunctions, you can join me right now. So I'll say goodbye and start the next class. Goodbye, everyone. Great work.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you for the class. Have a nice day, all.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.